modo se guisa la berenjena. La primera que la guisa es la baba de Elena. Ya la hace bocadicos y la mete en una cena. Esta comida la llaman comida de berenjena. La segunda que la guisa es la mucha del shamash. La cabaca por adentro y la hincha de aromas. A esta comida la llaman la comida la doy más. A esta comida la llaman la comida la doy más. A mi tío Cherasi.
Hello and welcome to the Community Voice. I'm Fara Sax. From Havana to Miami, by way of century of Sephardic tradition, award-winning singer Susana Behar transforms her family's stories into living music filled with passion, memory, and soul. As she prepares for her May 17th concert, Echoes of Heritage, a Sephardic mother's song at Deering Estate, we will explore how culture, motherhood, and history continues to sing through every note. Susanna, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you for inviting me. I'm very happy to be here with you.
So it's American Jewish Heritage Month. It's up and coming Mother's Day.
As well.
And thank you for being here.
Thank you.
So let my audience know who you are, how you came to this moment of us sitting together and your upcoming Deering concert.
Thank you. Thank you for asking. Well, as you said from Havana to Miami, but I first lived for 17 years in Venezuela. When I left Cuba, lived in Venezuela, finished my studies there, and then I came to Miami over 40 years ago. And I am a Sephardic Jew on my maternal side. So that is very important for me to present this culture, this music via music, because that's what I do. I'm a singer. And right now I'm an artist in residence at the Deering Estate. And being there, I've had the opportunity to present many programs. And every year we celebrate Mother's Day with a concert where I concentrate in female composers and iconic interpreters from around the world. But this year, I decided to celebrate both things, Mother's Month and Jewish American Heritage Month, in honor of my maternal side, Jewish Sephardic. So we will have a Sephardic music concert on the 17th of May.
What's your history? Where did you study? How did you become a singer? I always like to know where artists begin. When were you first bitten and said, this is my life's mission. This is what I want to do. This is what, as you said, it's food for the soul when you're up there with an audience. Tell me what that's like.
It took me a while. It was not such a straight road. I really am a biologist by training.
Biologist. How does one go from biologist to singer?
But because I always sang. I sang since I was a little girl. I had an uncle who was a composer, aficionado, and a guitarist and singer, and he adored me. And I always had a good voice since I was a little girl. While still in Cuba, that I spent a lot of time with him, and he taught me songs, old Cuban songs, and I started really in school. I started singing a lot, always being part of the choir, being the soloist of the choir, and acquiring that love for performance. Because you might like to sing on your own in your house with your friends, but you never have that desire to sing in front of others. That's very valid as well. But I grew up feeling that I wanted to sing in front of people. But first, I went to college. I studied biology, still singing, always singing. Then I moved to the United States, and I was singing with a group in parties, more of an entertainment type of environment. And then a few years went by, still always singing, but not saying not willing or not able to say, I am a singer. When people would ask me, what do you do? I sometimes would look at my husband and I would say, I'm a realtor, but I'm a singer too. Or I was not in biology anymore, but I was in real estate for many years. And then one day I found myself saying, I am a singer. And that's what I am. That's really what I am.
So you owned it.
Absolutely.
That's very empowering, especially as a woman, and you might have shied away, as you were saying, you shied away from it.
Yes.
So you owned it.
Yes, because I didn't come from an environment where that was, and also it's another time. And for my mother, it was very important that I went to college and that I got a career and all of that. And you can sing if you want later. It was nothing that she would say, oh yeah, go for it. No. So maybe I was not strong enough to say, well, this is what I want. Or maybe I didn't want it that much at the time. You don't know. You grow and you change and you evolved.
When was that morph? When did you morph? What age were you? Last week?
No, but I think when I really said, this is what I want to do, it's now or never.
How old were you?
I was 50.
50. It's never too late.
Don't ask me how long ago it was.
No, but it doesn't matter. It's just that you, and later in your journey, you discovered that ownership.
Actually, I shouldn't say that. I was maybe early 40s when I really started doing it more. And I started getting into Sephardic music, like with more intention. But I think when I said, this is it and I'm not going to work in anything else, I'm going to do only music, I think I was 50, yeah.
So why did you focus on Sephardic music, your heritage, your Hispanic heritage, Cuban heritage, your roots in Venezuela growing up? Why Sephardic music and women? It seems like this is a theme for you.
Yeah. I was interviewed recently and they asked me that, and I said it was not a difficult decision. It was a very natural decision because it's my essence. And when I've always, in my family, my grandmother sang a little bit Sephardic songs, and my mother, my aunts would sing in Ladino. So I already, of course, had this inside of me. But then I started researching further, and I realized that it was beautiful and that it really resonated with me, and I wanted to do it. Women, as you mentioned, were the main carriers of this, like in many musical traditions and in many traditions in general, but women were very instrumental in passing this from generation to generation. We have to. It's very easy to see that a woman, moreover before, spent a lot of time at home in chores, in taking care of the children, in working in the field. I'm talking about
last week.
Yeah. So what better way to accompany yourself and accompany other women that are with you than song? And to put your children to sleep, what we all do, we sing to them. And many of the Sephardic romances are very long and can definitely put a child in a calm setting and put them to sleep. They're telling stories. All these songs are telling stories. So it's perfect for that. So women are, like I said, were a very important part of this transmission from generation to generation.
Some of the inspiration, I get this feeling that it was from your mother, that she was a very important, strong figure in your...
You are very sensitive.
I've been told. But that it was very important. Did she get to see this? Did she get to see this side of you as a singer?
No. Very little of it. No. When I really, she saw me singing on stage many times, but not, she didn't see me dedicated yet to Sephardic music in particular. She didn't see me in big stages. She didn't see me at the Kennedy Center or the Library of Congress when I have been in the past 2 years, or all the beautiful concerts that we have put together at the Deering Estate, and national stages in festivals and some international stages as well. No, she didn't get to see me.
Well, I have this feeling that she's watching. We talked about this right now.
Don't talk to me about that.
But she's here with us, and my mom, who is dealing with some stuff also. It's really an amazing to have that women energy and to have that mother, that helped you, that elevated you, that lifted you up.
And so my mother was a very strong woman. I left Cuba alone with my mother. My father and brother, unfortunately, had to stay behind, and we were separated 15 years. So my mother was really my rock.
She was your mother and your father.
And my brother.
And your brother.
She was everything for many years when I was growing up. So, and maybe that's why when she said, please don't go into this right now, first go to college and study, maybe that played maybe I couldn't be so strong to say no.
I think it's our mothers want to protect us. Our parents want to protect us. So they want you to go maybe the safe route.
Probably. I always say it's unjust, unfair, I should say, unjust, we'd say in Spanish, unfair to judge our parents so harshly like some people do, because we have to, in general, of course there are exceptions to that, but in general, they have your better, how do you say,
they have your back.
They have your back, and they want the best for you. And sometimes at that moment you don't see it. Mm-hmm. So I try not to judge my parents.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
And let's get back to the echoes of heritage and Sephardic Mother's Song. What emotional and cultural themes inspired this program?
Well, first I wanted to honor her. As I said, we always do this Mother's Day concert at the Deering. I'm going to put this on the floor.
Sure. Thank you, Priscilla, for handing us.
Thank you. We have been doing, since I've been artist in residence for the past 3 years, this is my 4th year, we have been doing a Mother's Day concert. So this year, because I've been going to celebrate Jewish American Heritage Month in other stages, I thought I would like to celebrate Jewish American Heritage Month in this stage that has been my home for the past 3 years. How can we do that? And then I immediately realized, my maternal side is my Sephardic side, my Jewish side. And why not take this opportunity to show the beauty of this repertoire at the same time that I'm honoring my mother, and with that, all mothers.
And it seems like just a serendipitous perfect time.
Yes, it is.
Sephardic music, it seems to carry down stories passed down from generation to generation. How does this repertoire connect with your past through lineage and personal identity? Talk to me a little bit about that so our audience understands what makes you tick.
Well, first of all, I didn't say it, but my Sephardic part, my grandparents, my maternal grandparents came from Turkey. Turkey was part of the Ottoman Empire until the beginning of the last century. And the Ottoman Empire, I'm going backwards, was a very important refuge for the Jewish people when they were expelled from the Iberian Peninsula in 1492. So the Ladino, the language in which these songs are sang, really developed in those 500 years, 500 plus now, 500 years of Jewish life in the Ottoman Empire. The language came with the Jews from the Iberian Peninsula in the form of many of the different languages present, like Aragonese and Catalan, and which all of those languages, or some of those languages still exist. Others evolve into what is, well, Castilian existed as well, in what we call Spanish. We just call it Spanish. But with the Jews, these languages sort of left Spain as a melange. And then when they got to these lands where they lived for so many centuries, the languages evolved also, taking many words from the local languages. So first of all, Ladino, the fact that the songs are sung in Ladino is a very strong connection to centuries past. My grandparents from Turkey came to Cuba and continued speaking Ladino, but of course, with the closeness of Ladino to Spanish, it was probably lost. I always say that the Ladino speakers that emigrated to non-Spanish speaking countries kept the Ladino more present. But the ones that went to Spanish speaking lands after leaving the Ottoman Empire, or Turkey, Greece, Bulgaria, it was easy for them to go into Spanish, and I think we lost a lot in those transitions. So my connection is direct, very direct, with my maternal side. And like I said, my mother and her aunts, I lost my grandparents very young, when I was very young, unfortunately. But my mother and her sisters and brother, they kept the language, not as an everyday, but as I don't know what the word would be.
So it was basically you passing it down from generation to generation. So there is a preservation.
There is a preservation.
Of a heritage, of a roots.
Absolutely. And it's not only in the language, it's also in what we eat and how our religion's manifestations are. And even, as you might know, even in the synagogue, the sounds of a Sephardic synagogue and an Ashkenazi synagogue are completely different. Why? Because they have been influenced over the years, over the centuries, by the lands where they have been living. That's the beauty of traditions also. They evolve because they take from wherever they are.
As an artist, how do you keep relevant to the music and the roots and the heritage of your family, your maternal family, to bringing it to an audience such as Deering Estate, which is May 17th, is going to be an extraordinary concert, and I advise you all to go and visit. And throughout this interview, you've seen how to get tickets, so please feel free and join, because it's going to be the beautiful setting, the beautiful venue of Deering, and your magnificent voice.
Thank you.
How do you preserve that and continue your relevancy as an artist while attracting an audience?
It is challenging. You cannot, if you listen to, there are a lot of works by musicologists that over the years have recorded informants that sing these songs the way they learned them from their mothers and grandmothers. And I'm telling you, when they were recorded, they themselves were grandmothers already. So I try to listen to them and try to get that feeling of the way they sang. I cannot sound like them. I can't. And I cannot, I don't think, any of the Sephardic singers in the world today cannot try to present an hour and a half concert the way they used to sing. They usually sang a cappella or just with percussion. We have a band.
Tell me a little bit about that.
Of course.
The band and so give us a little of what we're going to be in store for
of course.
During your concert.
I am very fortunate because I've been playing with great musicians over the past 20 years. And I like to use guitar in my concerts, mainly guitar, percussion, sometimes a flute, a cello, a violin. That changes a little bit from concert to concert sometimes. In this case, I'm going to have the guitarist that plays with me, has played with me for many, many years, Michelle Gonzalez, who is really an amazing guitarist. There will be a percussionist from Venezuela, Adolfo Herrera, a flutist, a Cuban flutist that is fantastic. Her name is Mahela Herrera, and a cellist that his name is Kenny Aponte, who's going to play with us for the first time. And I'm very much looking forward to it because we just had our first rehearsal and it was magnificent.
I'm going to interrupt you for a second because I know some of the people that you just named from other places.
Oh, really?
Isn't that crazy? And
yes,
phenomenal group of people coming together.
I know they are phenomenal. That's what I'm saying. I'm very lucky to be able to have that amazing group of musicians with me on the stage. It makes a difference. And we try to, I cannot tell you that the sound is, again, like it would be sung by my grandmother, or, of course, but we try to be as
authentic
as we can, making it still attractive and putting in it our own aesthetics, and we all put something. The rehearsals are amazing because we really contribute. Everybody contributes a little bit, and we think and we try things, and we get to the sound that we want it to be. It's a beautiful process.
And not only a beautiful process, what a beautiful location.
I mean, yes.
The Charles Deering estate and the venue, the history, the travel, the genealogy of what happened and how he was such a pioneer for our community. What is that like to be in this rich environment? Not only your own history, but within the confines of this beautiful, beautiful, eye-lifting, exciting venue.
Inspiring.
Yeah.
Very inspiring. Very inspiring. And you walk that place and you walk through history. There's so much in that. Well, there's 400 plus acres of land that Charles Deering purchased and are preserved. So that already in itself is very important. And then his cultural legacy is also very important. He was a very important art collector. And actually when my residency started, I had a project. My project, the one that I proposed for the residency, which was an imaginary soundtrack of Charles Deering's travels. And we have presented a concert already twice, and we hope to present it again, where I researched the places where he visited, and I tried to get musical pieces from the times where he was traveling to those places. So we did some French music from between 1880s to 1920s. A lot of Spanish, because he was a lover of Spain and he traveled Spain thoroughly, and he actually owned properties in Spain. So there's a lot of Spanish music from that era in the concert. I did actually Sephardic music because he traveled to Morocco as well, in Algeria. So I did a piece from the Moroccan Jewish tradition of the Jewish Sephardic traditions of Morocco. I did one of piece in the concert. I mean, it is a beautiful concert, and it gave me the opportunity to go more into his life, into his legacy, into who he was, and discover and enjoy and be even more inspired.
May 17th, audience is there. What is it that you want them to leave with? What would you want an audience to know going in, exiting, and what's important for you during this performance?
It's important to me, first of all, that people come knowing they're going to listen to Jewish music, and they will come. Maybe they will not know what it is. Sephardic culture is just part of Jewish culture. And Sephardic culture has probably had less exposure. So I like to expose Sephardic culture through the music. It is very diverse because the Sephardic diaspora, when the Jews were expelled from the Iberian Peninsula, the diaspora was very spread out. Ottoman Empire, north of Africa, all the way to Jerusalem. Eventually, groups that had stayed in Portugal ended up in Amsterdam. So the diaspora was so spread out that the culture that evolved over the next centuries is very diverse. So I want people to know that they would come to listen to music that has roots in Spain, that has acquired sounds, rhythms, words from Turkey, Bulgaria, Greece. In Hebrew, we'll have the language has also words in Hebrew, in Arabic. So I want them to come excited to hear something maybe that they've never heard, but I am sure they're going to like. Absolutely. I'm sure they're going to like, because it's music that gets to your heart. It creates emotion. It will resonate with people. I am sure of that.
In the couple of minutes that we have left, anything that we haven't covered in this interview that you would like an audience to know, that you would like to share?
Well, I would like to tell people, be open. Be open to everything, to other people, to other cultures, to other religions, to everybody around you, and anything that you can do to impact positively your immediate surrounding is very big, because your immediate surrounding is like this, but his immediate surrounding is like that, and his is like that, and hers is like that, and like that we connect, all of us, and we connect in a positive way. And don't we all want to make a better world? That's the only way to make a better world.
And what I've learned is that we are 1 degree of separation from the next person. You go, what? How did that happen? It's such a rich history of getting together. And we're showing some of your past performances right there. It's beautiful.
Yes.
You're singing. Where
at
was
the
that?
Deering Estate. That was at the Deering Estate.
And
that is at the Deering Estate, in the stone house outside in the courtyard. Oh, and that's the stone house that is under remodeling now. That was just before coming into the main room for the concert.
It looks like your house.
I'd love it to be my house. It's a beautiful house. It is
Susana
a beautiful
Behar,
house.
thank you so much for being here with me and to keeping the traditions of your maternal mothers, the Sephardic tradition, and all that your grandmother and your mother and beyond and beyond and beyond in the history of that. But I want to thank you, and may you have many blessings for May 17th,
Thank you, Fara.
celebrating Mother's Day.
I want to see you there.
You save me 2 tickets, okay?
I will. I will.
May 17th. And for more information, it's deeringestate.org, or you can call 305-235-1668. Until next time, I want to thank you for joining me and Susanna. Take care of yourselves and each other. Have a great day.